This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Guten Morgen, guten Tag und guten Abend und willkommen bei INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio.
Welcome to INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. My name is Sister Tamara Peña.
And I am Sister Angela Domingo, live broadcasting from Vienna, Austria, and we will be your hosts for tonight.
Yes, so tonight we have July 28th, and it's currently 9 p.m. Central European Summertime here in Austria, and back in the Philippines, it's already July 29, and it's 3 a.m. in the morning. So good evening here in Europe, and good morning in the Philippines.
Yes, let's tell them what to expect, Sister Tamara. So of course, we will have our Let's Sing and Dance segment, our CFO in Action segment, and our topic discussion, which will be life in Austria.
Yes, and before we start with our first segment, let me introduce you to some of the official social media platforms of the Iglesia ni Cristo. For example, on Facebook, you can check out the Facebook page, which is CEBSI Incorporated, or the Instagram page at INC News and Updates. And also, you can download the INCRadio app, which is available on Android and iOS. And also visit the official websites, which are incmedia.org, pasuga.com.ph, and iglesianicristo.net/INCRadio. And you can also check out the YouTube channels, which are INCRadio DZEM 954, where you are watching this broadcast right now, INC Production Company, INC Original Music, and Iglesia ni Cristo Christian Family Organizations.
Yes, and now without any further ado, let us introduce our guests. So to our guests, please introduce yourselves, where you're from, what your church duties are, and what your favorite German word is. Let's start with Sister Irene.
Guten Abend, guten Morgen. I'm Sister Irene, Netzinger from Steyr GWS, Austria. I'm Deaconess, Finance Officer, Light of Salvation District Officer in Group Overseer. Thank you po.
Yes, welcome po, Sister Irene. And what is your favorite German word po?
Herzlich willkommen in Österreich.
There are more than one word.
Only one.
And how would you translate that into English po?
Welcome in Austria. So it's one sentence.
Yes, thank you, Sister Irene. And next up, we have Sister Charlie.
Hello po, I am Sister Charmy Bayaka from Star Group Worship Service, and I'm also the local treasurer and group secretary of our group worship service.
Yes, yeah.
My favorite German word. I have a lot in mind, but I think my favorite is Mahlzeit.
Mahlzeit.
Yeah, Mahlzeit.
How would you translate it to English?
If you're gonna translate it in English, I think that's mealtime.
Yes, but we use Mahlzeit in German or in Austria to wish someone to have a good meal.
Yes.
Bon appetit in French.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, thank you, sister,
you.
for joining us tonight. We also have with us Brother Ryan and his wife, Sister Renalyn. Hello po.
Good evening po. I'm Brother Christopher Ryan Rio. I'm a choir leader here in Vienna Center and also a CFO officer in sports.
Insert.
And my favorite word in German is schmecken. That's in English, taste good.
Hi, I'm Sister Renalyn Rio from local congregation of Vienna Center. My duties in the church are choir member and CFO officer. And my favorite German word is Liebe, means love.
And last but not least, we have Brother James Maxwell and Sister Florence Maxwell. Hello po.
Hello, good evening, everyone, and good morning to the Philippines. Yes, I'm Sister Florence Maxwell. I'm a choir organist in our local of Vienna West. And my favorite word is just a very small word, just one. It's the word bitte. This is a very powerful word. That's why I chose this one. If you translate it in English, it's please. This is a word that you can say very softly or maybe even with power, with energy. And that's it. Thank you.
Hi, hello to everyone. Good evening here in Europe. I'm Jaime Maxwell, deacon and LOS president in the local of Vienna West. And my favorite word is Dankeschön. And it means, what's this? This is thank you very much.
Yes, your favorite words complement each other because as we know, bitte can also mean you're welcome. What's your favorite word? What's your favorite German word, Sister Tammy?
That's actually a good question. I would say Liebe.
Okay.
It's translating in English is love. So it is also like a powerful word and such a powerful emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is your favorite word?
My favorite word is familia. I think you can hear the translation out of it. It's family in German. Also,
In English.
In English, yes. Sorry. Yes. So before we move on with our topic discussion, we will have a short Let's Sing and Dance segment. We will watch Bitte sag nicht nein, performed by the District of Northern Europe. Let's watch.
Ich möchte dich was fragen, nimm diese Chance an. Ich möchte dich was fragen, bitte mach deine Gedanken frei. Ich möchte dir was sagen, ich weiß, du wirst mich hören, yeah. Ich möchte dir was sagen, ich weiß, du wirst mich folgen. Oh.
Dein Weg wird klar, wenn Sonne lernen dich führt. Öffne dein Herz und Verstand. So sag bitte nicht.
Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir. Nimm meine Einladung bitte an. Nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst.
Ich möchte mit dir teilen den Glauben, den ich liebe. Oh.
Ich möchte dies teilen, ich will, dass du erlöst wirst.
Oh, dein Weg mit Glaube, deine Lehre dich führt. Öffne dein Herz und Verstand.
So sag bitte nicht, bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir, nimm meine Einladung bitte an, nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst, die Tage sind gezählt.
Die Zeit läuft ab, komm nicht zu spät.
Oh, nimm meine Hand, komm und werd ein Lied der Kirche Christi heute Nacht.
Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir, nimm meine Einladung bitte an, nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst, die Tage sind gezählt. Bitte sag nicht nein, komm bitte mit mir, nimm meine Einladung bitte an, nur seine wahren Diener werden erlöst, die Tage sind gezählt. Sag nicht nein.
Welcome back to INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. So we have asked our guests different questions about life in Austria, and they will tell us about different aspects about living here in Austria. Let's start with Sister Irene. How often do you use public transportation, and what is your experience with it in Austria?
Oh. Yeah, it's a very good question. Yeah, my favorite also, lalo na ngayon, paborito ko, gustong sumakay ko po na ngayon sa ngayon ng land transportation dahil po sa klima ticket. Nai-enjoy ko po yun dahil yun po ay nagagamit the whole Austria. So, nakasakay ng train, bus. Ang ano lang po, yung pagsakay ng train is, pag na-late ka po ng kahit 1 minute, ay talagang iiwanan ka kahit nasa front ka po ng door ng ano. Walang choice na sabi sa Pilipinas pumara, talagang iiwanan ka po. Yun lang po yung ano. Pero nakaka-relax at saka hindi mo kailangan mag-isip kung mauubusan ng gasolina. Kaya sakay lang ng sakay. Sakay ng sakay lang po. So nai-enjoy ko po yun. Yung free time ko po, pagtapos na sa gawain mga bahay, sa trabaho, ay nai-enjoy ko po yung sumakay ng land transportation.
Yes, that's true po. For those who don't speak Tagalog, Sister Irene said that here in Austria, we have something called a climate ticket, one ticket that is good for traveling by train in all of Austria. So the public transportation here in Austria is very efficient and reliable. And they are also very strict on their timetable, which can be a good thing, but also a bad thing when you're running late. But all in all, she says she enjoys public transportation because it helps her get to work, and also she uses it in her free time. So all in all, she's thankful for public transportation here in Austria. And what I also would like to know from you, Sister Irene, what are the housing options like? Is it common to rent or own a home?
For me po, mas ano ko po yung nakatira sa apartment. Dahil lalo na dito sa Austria, pag mayroon ka pong bahay, ay talagang yung maintenance po ng bahay ay kailangan mong ma-maintain ng maayos. as in nakatira ka po sa apartment, ay pakataas ng lahat ng gawaing bahay, lalo na sa part po ng being officer sa church, nagagampanan po lalo yung tungkulin dahil napaka-convenient po pag nakatira sa apartment at saka marami ka pong free time dahil pakatapos lahat, isara mo lang, alis ka na po. So, napaka-maayos po. Pero nire-respeto ko rin po yung mga gusto ng bahay. Kung kaya po at saka kaya ng oras, why not? Pero mas sa akin po, mas gugustuhin ko po yung nakatira po sa apartment po. Thank you po.
Thank you po. So Sister Irene said that she would prefer to rent an apartment, which is, I believe, is also more common for people who live in the city. If you live in the city, it's more common that you live in a rented apartment. It's also more convenient for her because of work, and also when performing her duties, she said it's easier to maintain because if you live in a big house, it's there's a lot that you need to maintain. But she also said that she respects the decision of those who want to live in a house or buy houses. But for her, she said it's more convenient renting an apartment. So thank you for those answers, Sister Irene.
Yes, and now we want to know from Sister Chari, what is your work-life balance like here in Austria since you moved here a short time ago?
It's really good. Austria has a great work-life balance. For example, it offers plenty of vacation days, and it gives me an opportunity to travel all over Europe and other countries outside Europe. Also, I have more time to do self-care, to do what I love the most, and of course, performing my church duties.
So what is your work actually at the...
I'm currently working as a Pflegefach-Assistentin. I don't know how to translate it in English, but siguro to make it simpler, a nurse.
Yeah, and here in Austria, the schedule of the nurses or the healthcare workers, they have like a flexible schedule, right? Because
yes.
We have 12-hour shifts, and that's why we do have more days off. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's what you meant with having free time. You can go more on vacation or travel to other places in Europe or even outside Europe, and that's actually very good. You can manage your time very well at that.
Yes, I can do that without sacrificing my sleep or my church duties.
Yes, that's the most important thing. Yeah, I also try to have my church duties always on priority. And how has your experience been with the job market here?
For me, healthcare workers are in demand here in Austria, well, actually all over the world, due to post-pandemic impacts. So if you're someone who has a good grasp of German language, I think it's going to be easier for you to find jobs in healthcare industry. But if you're someone like me who came from the Philippines or from other countries, you have to study German. I have undergone 9-month intensive German language course in the Philippines online on top of my work, on top of my church duties. And then I have waited for at least 2 years before I got here.
That's true. Those who do speak the language where they are living, like me, I was born here and raised here, and also went to school here. It is kind of easier to get a job here, especially because you know how to speak the language, right? But I also do respect those who came from other countries like you and were eager to learn the language, because I often heard that German isn't actually an easy language to learn or to speak. But yeah, it's actually also very impressive that they offered you to do the German language course back in the Philippines, right? And yeah, I do really respect that.
Thank you.
Yeah, also thank you for your answers, Ate.
By the way, Sister Tammy is also a nurse.
Thank you.
Yeah. So to our next guest, Brother Ryan, how was your experience with the healthcare system in Austria?
My experience here in Austria when it comes to healthcare, I would say good, because I saw the high significance or high standard when it comes to healthcare. Sister Tammy or Sister Chari can prove that the medical or healthcare here in Austria is have a high quality and a good standard when it comes to healthcare. That's all.
Yes, and the government also offers a lot of support to the residents. For example, like free checkups, free general checkups, and vaccines if needed. Di ba po? Yes, so we're very thankful for that. Would you say Austria is a safe place to live in?
In my experience, Austria is a safe place to live in. When you have families or an individual, yes, I would recommend, or I rather say, Austria is a safe place to live in.
Yes, thank you, Brother Ryan.
Also, I want to thank you, Brother Ryan, for acknowledging the work of the healthcare workers. Thank you. Of course, we were also, like everyone, hardworking. Okay. Yeah, so Sister Renelin also sent us a video message on her 3 favorite traditional Austrian dishes.
There's nothing tricky about making schnitzel. Pound meat or pure choice like pork, chicken, turkey, or beef. Sprinkle with salt and pepper. Coat in flour, egg, and panko breadcrumbs para super extra crunch. And then fry until golden brown.
Yes, thank you, Sister Renelin, for your response. Next, we have Brother James and Sister Florence. We would like to know, how easy was it for you to integrate into Austrian society?
Actually, Sister Erla, it's not easy for me to integrate because first you must know how to speak their language, how do you will communicate with the Austrian people. And of course, this is the best thing that you can do, that you can communicate with them. So if you don't know how to speak this language, then you will be like what we call this Außenseiter. You know what I mean? I don't know what we call this in English.
An outsider.
An outsider like that, yes. And you must know also the culture and behavior so that you can adjust also.
Yes, that's true, po. The language is one of the most important things that you need to learn in order to integrate into the society, into Austrian society. How have you gone about making new friends and social connections here?
So what I mentioned before, also this behavior, you have to know the personality, of course, no? The behavior of the Austrian people also, because of this, they do have this kind of etiquette also, you know, culture like this one. For example, I will give an example that if you have an appointment with them, you must be punctual. Not like in our country that you can wait 1 hour, you know, it's still okay. But here in Europe, and actually here in Austria, you have to come more better earlier, or maybe you will be punctual, or and not to cancel it in last minute also like that. No? And also, what I mean, you must be, I mean, what do you call this? Be polite with them as you speak with them. And this is one of the reasons that as part of my job, I used to work with a lot of Austrian people since I started working here in Austria, so that I studied their attitude. No?
Yes, that is also part of the integration, right? To adapt also what you're doing or how you lived like back in the Philippines, right? And I can also agree with what you said, like being punctual here in Austria is one of the key points where until now, I do have I'm having a hard time being punctual sometimes. But that brings us also back to what Sister Irene said with the public transportation. If you're like 1 minute late, they will not wait for you. And that's like one proof that you mentioned. Thank you so much, Brother James.
Yeah, just a follow-up with this one actually. Here in Austria, also maybe some European countries, most of them, you need an appointment always. That's very important. You just can't just knock on their door and they let you come in. No, you have to make an appointment. And that's one thing that's unlike with us in the Philippines. So just knock on the door. Oh, come on, we can have our snacks together, our merienda together. But here, no, you have to make an appointment. So that's one thing.
Yes, that's true. Because here we do have also a tight schedule, right? Because we go working and then after, of course, everyone has their plans, and that's true. Even if you anywhere you go, if you want to go out and have dinner, you need to have a reservation or an appointment. If you want to meet friends, you also decide on a time where when and where, and also even going to the hospital or doctor's appointment. Yes. Yeah, thank you for that follow-up. Yes, sister.
Yes. I also agree that adjusting to the culture and society, especially here in Austria, is important because for making new friends, which also we can use as a tool for us to share our faith. When we were able to adjust to the culture here, and we were able to make new friends, Austrian friends, perhaps. That's also for us a way for us to share our faith with our friends.
Yeah. Thank you again, Bo, for your answer. Now let's ask Sister Florence, how important is environmental conservation in Austria?
Well, in Austria, especially here in the city, you could always see everywhere there's a lot of trash bins. You know, you just can't just throw away what you have, like tissues, or you have your snacks there, and also they really have this segregation of all these trashes. You know, if for bottles, for papers, for styrofoams or whatever. That's one good thing. It's really it's good for the environment, and they really wanted to keep, especially the city, really green. I mean, there's though they are really building lots of buildings, let's say tall buildings, but they want to keep really more green city. So and also there's a really schedule of these dump trucks, from one place to the other. It's very regular, and yeah, that's one thing really good here in Austria also. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. From the segregation of the bin or the trash, yeah, that's very true. And in almost every corner you see a trash bin. So you can't have an excuse that you when you throw your trash actually on the ground. And also what you say is also true. It is sometimes so busy in the morning on the streets with those the trash trucks. Yeah. And yeah, but and also the green. Yeah, we do have many parks now as well, even though they are building so many buildings now, but we do have many parks, and they are also always advertising or supporting we have this city, the city bikes, right? Which you can rent, and then you drive, or you go by bike. Yes. And what are your favorite outdoor activities here in Austria?
Of course, number one is just strolling around, everywhere here. Like what you said, we have parks everywhere here. Yeah, and yeah, good places to go. Even in the city, they have these beautiful historical buildings, especially in the city, in downtown, the first district. So it's nice to go around there, and maybe especially when you go to the Danube River, that's also a nice place to go. And just strolling, walking, it's my number one thing to do for me.
Yes. Yeah, as you mentioned, in the first district, there you have all those historical buildings, or the history of Vienna, as you want to say. And also in Vienna, but a little bit more far away, like on the edge, is where the Danube River is, and where all the green and the parks are located. And yes, as you said, it's very nice strolling around, having a walk, or as I know, you do have a dog, so you probably go as much walking your dog. And we do also have many dog parks as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yes, thank you so much. Yeah, Atela.
Yes. So we have one last question for all of our guests, and maybe our viewers in the live chat, if you want to recommend one as well, those who live here in Austria, you can answer as well if you want. So the last question is, if you had to recommend one landmark to a friend who is visiting Austria, what would it be? Let's start with Sister Irene.
Yes po. Although I love lakes, but one of my favorite to visit here in Upper Austria, especially in Upper Austria, is highly recommend to you to visit Monden. It's a very nice, relaxing place, and you can enjoy boating. Like now in summer, so nice to walk in the facades. So it's very nice, and di ako nagsasawa pumunta po dun. Bali, next week, nandun na naman po kami. So, very nice po. In
That's
Monden.
nice. That's nice. I've actually been to Monden po. That's pretty near you, di ba po? Yes. It also has a lot of mountains. When you hike up there, it's a really nice view po. Yes. Thank you, Sister Irene. Yes, next up.
Yeah, we have, let's also ask Sister Chari.
I would also highly recommend my current hometown, which is Gmunden. So I'll just add some information. It's a small lake town in Upper Austria, and it's not actually known to other countries, but it's known to Austrians as summer health resort because it offers variety of salt and brine spa treatments. And for me, its surroundings are a feast for the eyes. It's surrounded by tall mountains, by um, crystal clear lake, which is the Trown Sea, and also lakeside restaurants, and of course the picturesque town square. And for me, it's a perfect town to get your relaxation on.
Wow, I don't think I have been there, but now that you're recommending it, it sounds very beautiful.
You
Yes,
should
you can go
visit.
here. You can go
Yeah,
here.
I'll visit you. It's not far.
I'll be your tour guide. I'll be your tour guide. We can go to Trounsea, or we can ride the Grunberg cable car, or we can also hike in Laudaxi, or we can visit the Schlossort. It's a castle in the middle of the lake.
Oh,
And yes, we can also do boating or kayaking if you know that.
Yeah, it's not only like a relaxing place, but it has also so much more to offer actually.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sister Charlie. What about you, Brother Ryan?
I recommend Salzburg. Not only the Salzburg is so beautiful, but I saw a musical film that's taken there in Salzburg. That's why I personally go there when I came here in Austria. Then I proved that the Salzburg is beautiful and nature friendly. That's why I recommend that. I would recommend Salzburg.
Yes, Salzburg really is a very beautiful city with lots of mountains and seas to see and lakes.
Musical history, right? Austria actually generally has a musical history.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Brother Ryan. We also will hear from Sister Renalyn what she would recommend what landmark she would recommend to a friend.
I would recommend Schönbrunn Palace, especially kapag pumanik ka sa taas, makikita mo yung buong city ng Vienna, and it's really breathtaking.
Yes, thank you, Sister Annalyn, for your recommendation. Now we will hear from Brother James.
Hi. Actually, there's a lot of beautiful places here in Austria. I could not mention all these things, but anyway, because I'm living here in Vienna, of course, I will recommend Schönbrunn. It's because this is the place where the emperor, a summer place for the emperor, that time, his time, I mean. And once you go up, going to the Gloriette, they call it Gloriette, you will see overlooking the whole city of Vienna too, the background. And the gardens also is very nice. And I think it's okay. I mean, there's some other places more like Kallenberg, everything. But now I just recommend Schönbrunn.
Thank you, Brother James. Actually, Schönbrunn, the Schönbrunn Palace is a good recommendation because it is very near to our place of worship. So if anyone plans on visiting Austria or Vienna in particular, you can go visit right after attending worship service.
Yes, I want to add that's like the first recommendation we give everyone who is visiting who is visiting Austria or Vienna, and it's always nice to show the brethren and especially because it's like you said near our place of worship. Yes. So thank you for that recommendation, Brother James. What about Sister Florence?
Yes, for a landmark also, like what my husband said, we are in the city in Vienna. I would recommend this, they call it the Schloss Belvedere. This is one palace really. I was really so amazed when I saw this. From the morning till in the evening, it's the lights in the evening is really, it's grandiose, should I say. Even at daytime when the sun shines, there's a park at the front and at the back, especially. It's really, you can go inside the palace also, and yeah, you would enjoy the whole day, a whole day tour inside and outside this Schloss Belvedere, that's what they call. Yeah, and it's also historical.
Yeah, it's also nice to spend your time in a day inside a palace, right? Because you really do feel like, I don't know, princess or the emperor. Yeah. So actually, I'm very impressed that Vienna is actually such a small city, but we do have palaces here. So yes, thank you so much, Sister Florence. And before we end, we will have our short shout out round. Let's start with Sister Irene.
Yes po. Shout out po sa lahat sa family ko sa Pilipinas, for Lagdan de la Pina family. Sa lahat po ng mga kapatid dito sa Estadio DWS, Vienna Center, kay lalo na po kay Sister Judy Sobrepeña and family, at sa lahat kay Sister Virginia Vilbraga, at sa aming mabait at napakasipag na destinado, ang kapatid na MK Villaruel. Good evening po. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Sister Irene. Next, we have Sister Chari.
Hello, shout out po to my family and loved ones, Castillo family, my 3 cats, and also my former choir mates and kamay tungkulin sa lokal ng Pembo, District of Metro Manila East, and also our brethren sa Star GWS and other worship service in Northern Europe. And of course po, sa aming destinado, our Brother MK Villaruel.
Thank you po. Brother Ryan.
Shout out po. Good evening po ulit. Shout out po sa aking anak, panganay, Samantha Rain Rio, and sa bunso, Ryan Avery Rio. And sa lahat po ng mga kasama ko po sa lokal ng RSC sa Dasmariñas, Cavite, mga awit, at sa lokal ng Luz Biminda, ang kapatid ko, Charlton Rio, and mga awit at kasama ko may tungkulin sa lokal ng Tayuman, and especially po sa aming destinado, KMK Villaruel. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, brother. Yes, Sister Ella.
Yes, next we have Brother James.
Hi. Shout out to all the brethren here in local of Vienna West. Also to all the brethren in Northern Europe. And of course to our resident minister, Brother Danica Alim po. And lastly, to my families po. Thank you po.
Thank you so much, brother. Sister Florence.
Yes, shout out to my family in the Philippines, the Sandoval family, and also my other family in the US. They are both really vigilant in watching INC radio. And yes, to the choir of Vienna West, and of course to my family here, to my aunts and uncles, and to everyone who's watching INC radio. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you so much for accepting
Thank
the
you for
invitation.
inviting us. Okay po.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining po. Before we go to the last part of our broadcast tonight, we have another segment break, a Let's Sing and Dance segment. We will watch a Christian music video of You Can Do the Impossible Too, performed by the District of Northern Europe. Let's watch this.
Remember how God upheld his messenger, how faithful all of his promises were, to strengthen and to help him. Never fear, 'cause God was with him.
Remember how he was faced with impossible odds, but he pressed on and trusted God. False religion seems like giants, but because of God he triumphed. And today we see the proof of what God has done. Never doubt what he can do, the Almighty One. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. If you keep your faith in God, then you can do the impossible too. Remember just how Brother Felix Manalo taught us how to obey and follow all of God's commands, so we can also be blessed. Yes, we can. Remember, if you get sick, or God can heal you, whatever you face, He can help you. Never be afraid. He will hear when you pray.
Every day we see the proof of what God has done. Never doubt what he can do, the Almighty One.
Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. If we keep our faith in God, we too can defy all odds. No, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. If you keep your faith in God, then you can do. Oh, by virtue of his service, God's promises came true,
And the fruits of his mission
are fulfilled in me and you. Yeah, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. If we keep our faith in God, we too can defy all odds. No, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. If you keep your faith in God, then you can do. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. If we keep our faith in God, we too can defy all odds. No, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. If you keep your faith in God, then you can do the impossible too. Do the impossible too. Do the impossible too.
Welcome back to INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. We hope that we could inspire you to visit us here in Austria, to see those beautiful landmarks. We will try our best to tour you around here. And yes, we all hope to see you here. So thank you all again to the guests for sharing us their experiences and also their favorite landmarks. also to the viewers and listeners who were watching this broadcast today. Also, thank you to the tech team in the Philippines. Also, thank you to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo E. Manalo, for having INCRadio programs such as this. Also to Brother Angelo Aranio Manalo, our CEBSI President and CEO and CFO Coordinator.
Yes, thank you also to our District Supervising Minister, Brother Bizar Balsita, our Assistant District Supervising Minister, Brother Jake Edig, and to our District CFO Overseer, Brother Oliver Nagit. Let's do our personal greetings. Sister Tammy, do you want to start?
Yes, I just want to shout out our guests again. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and also my family in the Philippines and also here in Austria, and also our local congregation Vienna Center and also Vienna West and the group worship service of Steyr. And special shout out to Brother Avery. And yeah, thank you. What about you, Ate?
Yes, I would also want to thank all of our guests for joining us in our broadcast. Thank you for your insightful answers. I really hope that we have inspired our viewers and listeners to visit us here someday. Shout out also to my family and friends who are currently watching, and to all the brethren in Austria, and also to our respective resident minister and ministerial worker, Brother Danilo Kaalim and his wife, Sister Laura Kaalim, and also Brother Marl Keith Villaruel, the resident ministerial worker of Vienna Center and group worship service of Steyr. Also, a shout out to all the birthday celebrants from the local congregation of Vienna West. Birthday celebrants here in July. Sister Clarence Chason, Brother Brian Maxwell, Brother James Maxwell, Brother Rolly Ballesteros, Brother Edwin Sican, Brother Siren Lopez, Brother Harley Siason, and also belated happy birthday to my co-host, Sister Tammy.
Thank you. Also, happy birthday to the birthday celebrants. Happy birthday, Polka James. Okay, so thank you again for supporting INCRadio, and you can catch us every Sundays from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central European Summer Time, or 3 to 4 a.m. Philippine Time. Thank you, and see you next time. Next up is Ito Ang Payo.
Yes, thank you. See you next time.
Change our faith inside the Church of Christ. Yeah, this is a time to